Why, hello, it's Miss Gina. And we're gonna do some ABCs. This is ABCs and sounds with Miss Gina at Gina's Planet. This is letter A. Can you write an A? Down, down, across, letter A. This is letter B. Can you write a B? Down, around, around, letter B. Can you write a C? Letter C. Up and around, and then stop. This is letter D. Can you write a D? Down and around. You've made a D. This is letter E. Can you write an E? Down, push out, push out, push out. Can you write one in the air? Can you write one in the carpet? Letter E, letter E, letter E. This is letter F, just like letter E, but down, push out, only 2 times. This is letter G, as in Miss Gina. Around and in, around and in. Can you write it in the air? Can you write it in the air? This is letter H, down, down, across. This is letter I, letter I, letter I. Down, across the top, across the bottom. Can you write one in the air? Can you write one in your chair? Can you write one everywhere, but not with permanent markers? Can you write a J? This is letter J, J. Down and around, across, down and around, across. Letter J, letter J, letter J. This is letter K. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. I start from up and I go in and then I go down. This is letter L. This is letter L. Down, across, down, across. This is letter M. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That is letter M. This is letter N. Up, down, up. This is letter O. O looks like a circle. Around and around and around and around and around and around it went. This is letter P. Down, around, down, around. This is letter Q. This is letter Q. A circle, and then circle, circle. This is letter R. Down, around, and he needs a kickstand. Doop, boop. Down, around, and a kickstand. This is letter S. This is letter S. Looks like a curvy road. Looks like a curvy road. This is letter T. This is letter T. Down, across the top. Down, across the top. Down, across the top. Down, across the top. Can you write it in the floor? Can you write it in the air? Can you write it anywhere? Does your name start with T? This is letter U. U. Looks like an upside rainbow. U, 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 U. This is letter V. This is letter V. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's almost like a check mark, but it doesn't have a long side. This is letter W. It's like an upside down M. Down, up, down, up. This is letter X. X marks the spot. Can you write an X in the air? X on the chair, X on the floor. Can you write an X? X, X. This is letter Y. This is letter Y. Down, up, over. That is letter Y. Letter Z. This is letter Z. As in Zorro and Zoo, zookeeper, zoology. Zoom, 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 zoom. That is letter Z. Can you write it in the air? Can you write it on a chair? Can you write it anywhere? Yes, you can. Now let's do our letter sounds. A says I. B says ba. C says ka. D says da. E says eh. F says fa. G says ga. H says ha. I says I. J says j. K says ka. L says o. M says N says O says ah. P says pa. Q says qua. R says S says s. T says t. U says V says va. W says wa. X says x. Y says ya. Z says z. Let's do it again for our friends. Let's do it with sign language. A says I. B says ba. C says ka. D says da. E says eh. F says fa. G says ga. H says ha. I says I. J says j. K says ka. L says o. M says N says O says ah. P says pa. Q says qua. R says S says T says t. U says V says v. W says d. Wa. X says x. Y says ya. V says v. W says wa. X says x. Y says ya. Z says z. Z says z. Now we're done. We've done the alphabet. Now we'll read a story. Then it'll be time for bed. We haven't gone to bed yet? Okay, one more story. Then we'll have to go to bed. As they say on The Sound of Music, the sun has gone to bed and so must I. Good night. But one more story before we go. I love you more than a purple moose. I love you more than a purple moose. There's a purple moose. I love you more than a spotted goose. Spot. Spots and speckles. I love you more than a bird on my head. I love you more than a marshmallow bed. I love you more than cotton candy hat. I love you more than a tap dancing cat. I love you more than camping on the moon. I love you more than a bubblegum balloon. I love you more than a rocket-powered scooter. I love you more than a monkey math tutor. I love you more than rainbow-colored rain. I love you more than a flying train. I love you more than the last day of school. I love you more than a bubble-filled pool. And I really like bubbles and the last day of school. I love you more than jumping to the stars. I love you more than ants driving cars. Have you seen any ants driving cars? I haven't seen any today. I love you more than pizza and cake. I love you more than a singing snake. I love you more than a tiger in a tux. I love you more than dancing ducks. I love you more than a bug who can juggle. I love you more than a super cozy snuggle. There are lots of things to love. I can think of one or two. But there's one thing I love most, and that single thing is you. Oh, the end. We've come to the end again. Good night and bye-bye. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy those stories.